I'm back. Where was I, you may ask, if you are new or you missed, the 1 or 2 times I've talked about it, because I've been so subtle about it. But I was in LA at the set of the L Word Generation Q season 3, and oh my god, it was absolutely amazing. Everyone was so wonderful to me, and I just had an absolutely brilliant time. It was so cool to see everything and to meet not only Marja and Jamie Clayton and some of the other cast and crew and the makeup people and hair people and costume people, but also just to see the actual sets. And they have actually built an interior and exterior of Dana's based on obviously the semi-tropic, and I saw the set version and then went to the real life one, and they have tweaked some things for the show, because in the set version there's the bit where the karaoke happened that doesn't really exist in the real semi-tropic, but there's also some other stuff going on towards the end of the season in Dana's, and they have had to move some things a little bit around for that.
Lots of insane. I mean, oh my god, the drama. Beyond. No, I mean, I really do think everyone's gonna lose their minds.
So today's video will basically be a little catch-up video. I'm going to sprinkle in some little bits of information that I was told or someone accidentally said in front of me on the set. And also I'm going to talk about the little clip called Open, because that came out the day that I went to set, which was pretty cool. I don't know, it's people plan these things. And also we are going to talk about the Billboards, which again, it's people plan these things months in advance, So we're going to talk about those because they were at Palm Springs, and a lot of people, including Laurel Holloman, didn't know whether they were real or not. So I thought it was so funny. So we're going to talk about all of that. And just to say, on Friday, I'm doing a special live to kind of talk about being on set. And, people have questions, of course, I'm sure. It's better to do it in a live format because, you can get an instant response from me. And then over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be releasing all of the footage that I got on set, because I just went full head case. I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I had a GoPro, I had my good camera that I was recording on, and then Marja, Showtime, the show, had somebody, a shadow director, actually filming me too. So we're going to share all our footage, and I'm going to release it in little bits, like the interview with Marja and being on the Alice set, being in Dana's, being with Jamie Clayton, stuff like that, and then just walking around and some of the other cast members that we saw and talked to, etc. So that's kind of the plan of action. And to start with, I'm gonna just go through some little tidbits about season 3, what's coming up, and then I'm going to talk about the Bette and Tina clip, and then at the end we're going to talk about the Billboards, but I'm also going to talk about just in general kind of my feelings and what people, the vibe, everybody was saying on set in regards to Bette and Tina and what I think they're going for this season. And that's kind of our plan of action for today. So let's get right into it. So the day that I was on set, Wednesday, September 21st, was actually the table read for the finale. So that was going to happen literally as I was leaving set. They were going to go do that. And Jamie Clayton was telling me that Marja and everybody had sent the final script out really late the night before at 10 o'clock, and she was saying, oh, she'd been doing Hellraiser press all that day.
Oh god, what else is so good? God, I wish I could talk about this season. Oh, it's so rude.
You can say which episode number you like.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, 10 is a doozy. We're gonna read. We have a table read today for 10.
Oh, awesome.
We just got the script for it last night, really late, and I had my whole press day for Hellraiser, but then it came out the script, and so I read it at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh my god, you're going to lose your mind. Everyone's gonna lose their minds.
And then she ended up reading the script that night, and she kept saying like, oh my God, it's so crazy. Like, that's where that little clip in the trailer that I put out where she says you're gonna lose your mind comes from.
You're going to lose your mind. Everyone's gonna lose their mind.
Is everything gonna be okay?
And just as like a point too here, Jamie Clayton was so amazing. She was so lovely to me and just not what I expected in real life. Like, she was so colorful and welcoming, and just I just had such a great time with her. She was so much fun, and I absolutely like loved her energy and things too. It was just a really good time, and I super appreciate her taking the time to show me around. Also, in regards to the finale, I did talk about this on Twitter that Leisha Haley is actually directing the finale. So episode 9 Kate's directing, and then 10 Leisha's directing. So that's pretty cool, and it'll be really interesting to see kind of their tone with directing and how, you know, all of that comes across on screen. So one of the coolest things that Marja told me was that this season So going along with the trajectory of season 1 and season 2, episode 6 is apparently the episode again. Everyone that I asked literally every person I spoke to, what episode are you most excited for season 3? And everyone said episode 6. So we'll definitely be looking forward to that one. I mean, Tina's return, the karaoke episode. What will this episode 6 entail? A lot of people, of course, have been asking about the guest stars. I did ask about both Rosie O'Donnell and Vanessa Estelle Williams. They wouldn't let me release how many episodes Vanessa Estelle Williams is in because they said that constitutes a spoiler. And in regards to Rosie, I basically was asking for confirmation that I was right, because I said to actually Marge's assistant, Monica, who is the absolute best person in the world, and I was asking her, oh, is Rosie's not a regular, right? She's messing with people. And Monica was like, yes, she wants to be a regular. I did ask again, like, how many episodes she's in. She couldn't remember off the top of her head, but she said it was at least 2. So I'm thinking it's a smaller number than, you know, people have been letting on to. Again, like, she is messing with us, and all these articles that you see saying that Rosie's a regular, it's these media companies that I talk about all the time that they don't care about the L word. They just know when the season's coming that they'll get clicks and views from L word fans, and they just copy and paste the same thing that everyone else says. So one thing that I don't necessarily think they wanted me to know, but it just kind of happened, was when Jamie Clayton took me into the interior of Dana's, it was very, very obviously set up to be I mean, they really were pushing, like, a lot of really explosive stuff is happening towards the end of the season 2. So I am super excited to see what is going to happen and what state we leave things in at the end of the season. Also, Marja did say there are more celebrity guest stars and like big guest stars that they haven't announced yet, and they will be announcing some like before the season. So that'll be really cool too. Like, they seem to have quite the roster this season that they're kind of making up for not being able to have a ton of guest stars in season 2. So really looking forward to who else they can get. Everything else, including like what they said when I brought up bloopers and deleted scenes and all this stuff, I will talk about at my live and across the other videos that I'm going to be releasing, but they have to go through like an approval process first. So it won't be like they'll be out tomorrow, but they will all come out. There's all, you know, the info footage. But that was my number one thing when I was there. I was like, I need to focus on getting good footage for everyone. So that was my priority, and I hope you guys will see that whenever I release all the videos. But now we're gonna quickly talk about the little cold open from Bette and Tina that was released last week.
What are you doing here? Can I come in? Yeah. I'm just on my way out, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry for my... Are you in love with me? Is that what you were gonna say? That you're in love with me? Just answer the question.
So let's talk about the Bette and Tina cold open. I'm sure most people have seen the clip by now because, again, it came out the day that I was on set planning these things, you know, and it is very short, but it kind of gives us a direction of where they're going. And I know that everybody has probably picked this apart frame by frame, but when Tina is coming in, there is a split second of her looking at Bette like she ain't too happy. So I feel as though we're gonna get a bit more of dragging our heels on maybe getting an answer. Maybe they'll be interrupted. I wouldn't put anything past the L word, but also this does at least show us that we're not going to skip over it or do anything like that. I do think there'll probably be a time jump maybe after this cold open. And another thing that a lot of people were talking about on the day, and I did again confirm this on Twitter actually on the day the clip came out, that a lot of people were saying, oh, this is the end of the scene. This was the little bit that got deleted. And I said this last season when people were saying this, when they say like, oh, there was a bit more, like it was a tiny bit. This whole clip was shot this season in season 3. It wasn't anything left over. I mean, even if you put the clips together, you can see that they're like slightly they look a bit different because it's been, you know, a couple of months, even actually probably closer to a year. But they did on set confirm that this was shot this season. I mean, we all just want Bette to say yes, for God's sake. But if she does say yes, I don't know what Tina will say or what direction that will go in. Love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. But that leads me into talking about what I think after being on set about Bette and Tina and some of the things I heard or just the vibe, and also those billboards. So in case you didn't know, there was some billboards that were put up in honor of Bette and Tina for Dinah Shore. This song is copyrighted, so I cannot play it, but it goes something like, hey, I'm moving on, hey, I got nothing on, hey, I'm moving on, hey, hey, best get out of my way, 'cause I'm moving on. I think it was really cool, and these billboards, the clip coming out, all the other stuff that I've mentioned, like stuff that Showtime and the show told me when I was there, and things that they've also told me before this, there is a lot more going on this season. Like marketing wise, they are really stepping it up, and I think that everyone's going to be super happy with what's to come. And I mean that like marketing wise and things that we're just getting more. There also is obviously a lot more money being put in the show. It's pretty common that as a show is renewed season after season, it gets more money season after season. And again, like the money that they're going to be putting into putting up billboards and things like that is great. But also, having been on the set, they have put a lot more money into the show. They don't shoot on the Paramount lot anymore. They have their own lot. And also the things that they have done, like they don't go to the semi-tropic to shoot anymore. They have an interior of Dana's and an exterior. Like apparently there's a scene this season where they're like sitting on the curb outside danas, and that's like on the outside of the set. So it's really funny. It's hard to, I'll try and put the video clip in here, but I can only put like a little bit because I haven't got this all approved by Showtime. They've only approved what's in this video. So the characters are doing a scene where they're like sitting on the curb, and it's funny because like this is the danas that we see, the front, and then there's like the curb here, and then literally like across the street there is like a house and like a neighborhood, and I mean they are super close, like 10-15 feet away max. So it is funny, they must see some real stuff, like those people that live there. And I wonder how much I would have to pay to put a little camera in the window facing the set. I do think that, you know, these clips, the billboards, all the stuff that's going on, Showtime has talked, even just like in comments and like little Instagram posts, a lot about Bette and Tina this season. And just when I was speaking to some people on set, like costume and stuff, it seems as though Laurel is a huge part of this season. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. I have a good feeling. I really do. And I think that while it's not going to be like episode 1, Bette and Tina are back together, everything's going to be fine, I do think we're going in a good direction. You'll see when I put out the interview with Marja and like some other behind the scenes stuff, but I think we're going in a really good direction. So I think I will leave it at that for this video. But as I said, exciting times ahead. The only thing left to say is make sure you're following me over on social media, especially on Instagram, as I post a lot of stuff over there and like filming locations and like little bits of info that don't make it to videos. And I will be doing a little unboxing thing over there too, to show you guys what Marja, Monica, and some of the cast and crew gave me as a gift, which was some amazing L Word stuff. The best of which was this official season 3 I am now a part of the cast and crew t-shirt, because that is what it definitely means now that I have that t-shirt. And some of the stuff I had never seen before. So if you want to get your hands on some L Word merch, you can also check out my merch store linked in the description box, along with all of my social media. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.